Hi everybody and welcome to Mondoid, your one-stop shop for all things Project Zomboid. And this week, I'm immediately jealous of the picture that is presented before you in the blog post entitled Building It Up. That is a beautiful safe house. I don't know who did this or where it came from, but holy crap. There's like a little tent going on, there's a pit fire, a table and some chairs, a desk. Oh man, that's just gorgeous looking. I love it. I love it. Even his walls look pretty decent. His construction skill must be excellent. So really nicely done, whoever ended up doing that. Very, very cool. But anyway, this week is a functionally short blog once again. Last week was, okay, the Steam release is done. Thank God, it's out there. And that was the day after the weekend, which is when it released. And this week is basically saying, okay, this past week was us fixing all necessary bugs to make sure the Steam release is more smooth than it initially was on release. Because, of course, when you release something in front of millions of people, you're going to see, bugs that you never encountered in your smaller testing group crop up before. Because you're releasing it in front of machines, a wide variety of different computers and machines that they have never really had the opportunity to test on. So there's going to be all kinds of different bugs that they are going to kind of approach, and they took this week to kind of do that. They were basically just patching and fixing and working on things this entire week, which is fine. It's just how it is. They even say it here, it was frantic fixing of post-Steam problems. One day we'll get to take a proper holiday. Yeah, we'll see. You guys don't have a holiday ahead of you for another year or two. I'm kidding. Don't take, I shouldn't make fun of you for that. That's not a good thing to make fun of you for. But you guys put so much of your heart and soul into this game that you will get your much needed vacation. It'll be here before you know it. Just think of the beautiful future. But they do have a link here to click on to go check out all the wonderful things that they've fixed in the upcoming patch. That patch is actually live right now on Steam in the beta version. So if you want to risk it and check out the new patch that's going to be coming up and hopefully fixing a lot of the problems, you can access that in the beta tab as we speak. So if you're having debilitating problems and you don't really have a save you're worried about potentially losing, I'd check it out. But you should also check out the Steam community page that they've linked here to see what's exactly being fixed. They also are warning you there are still a few issues that they're trying to fix before they can roll this out to everyone publicly. So please only give the beta a try if you're having no problems with trying unofficial builds and the likely higher incident of bugs. So that's just how it works. They fix things are going to break while they fix things. Usually those things that are broken are much more easily fixed than the major things that they were trying to fix. And it's just things, that's the nature of programming, unfortunately. Things just break when you're trying to fix them. I remember going to school, and one of the things they taught you is, one good thing to learn is that, a program that can take 45 minutes to write is going to take 3 hours to make work properly. It's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. On the other hand, we also have MASH adding a bunch of new items in, and more importantly, this actually addresses a concern I've had in one of my more recent videos of Zomboid. Not necessarily a concern, but a critique that I had. One of the things that the game does well is its experience system, and carpentry is one of the best examples of that. If you have no experience in carpentry and you have no skill points in carpentry, your walls are garbage. They look shoddy. There's like holes in them. They have, I think, a total base of 2 health. They're very, very weak and can't really stand up to a mass onslaught of zombies. But the more you level up your carpentry and the more you work on it, the better those walls become. And that holds true for a few items. I think chairs and tables also look better the more and more you are a carpenter or work on carpentry. But there are a couple of items that are, that don't really hold up to that standard. They don't really follow or abide by those rules. And one of the ones, and the most important one in my opinion, is the rain collection barrel. I think for the most part, a rain collection barrel is a genius idea. It may not be 100% realistic or reasonable, but you have to draw a line between what's fun in a game, making it a game, and what is just too realistic at the hurt of the game, or at the downside, or whatever the word I'm looking for there is. But the rain barrel can be constructed at carpentry rank 0. And one of my biggest complaints about that is, well, at carpentry rank 0, my walls are awful. There's holes, obvious holes in them, and they're huge, hugely debilitated. But my rain barrel is watertight, and I can hold all this water, and it looks great. And I think that needs to be kind of fixed. I think the water barrel is still a good idea, the rain collection barrel. And I just think it should be moved further along the carpentry talent tree. You can't build that until like carpentry 3. So MASH has actually been working on adding some additional items for carpentry. At the moment, there are still a few types of objects which don't start off poor and improve as you level, which is something I've been talking about, like I just said, but instead are immediately flawless. This needed a bit of addressing both visually and in terms of stats of the items. So it sounds like that those concerns that I've had are going to be addressed sooner rather than later. Romain, another developer, is actually working on making the game 100% playable on the controller. So it's, if you're a controller player, that's going to be something you can do. This is necessary for Steam Big Picture mode and, of course, split screen co-op, which is also being debugged as they speak, which is awesome. They also talk about Steam and how, things did not go off perfectly for them. Little things went off, shaky at the start, but generally speaking, they said it went off much, much better than they had hopefully, than they initially assumed it was going to that Friday when it launched. And, the Steam changed its policy as far as early releases are concerned. And they're also happy they stuck to their guns for the demo. A lot of people, when they decided they were going to do a demo for the game, shot at them saying you're going to lose massive numbers. And I was on the side of the developers. I think a demo is really important, especially for early access games, because you don't want to fall into that trap of appearing like you're just a money-grabbing, scheme. You're just grabbing as much money as you can, and then you're just going to ditch the game. Very similar to how a lot of Greenlight games have turned out. And then that's unfortunate that that's the case. So I think doing a demo is a goodwill gesture towards those people. For those who are not sure about the game, who might not enjoy the game, it might not work on their computers, it might not be as far along in development as they'd like it to be, they can always try the demo first to see if it's something they're having fun with. And if they are not quite having fun with it yet, then they don't have to buy it. It's a goodwill step from the Indie Stone towards the mass public to say, hey, this is what we're producing. This is what we're trying to make. Here's a demo so you can try out what we have so far. If you like it, please support us. If you don't, well then come back if it's something you want to check out later down the line. Or thank you for trying out the demo anyway, and maybe will be something you're going to enjoy maybe a year or two from now. So I think that's really good. A huge thumbs up that they did the demo, and I think it's a really good idea. On the other hand, they also thanking Dean Rocket Hall from DayZ, because he's tweeted out Zomboid a bunch, talked about Zomboid as it launched on Steam, said he got a lot of his inspiration for DayZ from Zomboid. So he's just generally an awesome guy, and he definitely gave Zomboid a huge, positive public speaking, I guess, through Twitter, and definitely gave it the population or the popular boost that it deserves. So thanks to Dean Hall for doing that. That's really cool. And finally, they just are saying population explosion. There's a lot of stuff going on the forums. They want all the new people, so if you're one of those new people, to come by the forums and check out a lot of the stuff. There's all kinds of cool threads going on right now with the massive population boost that the game has received, particularly survival tips and safe house locations. There's also a mod thing that there's a whole mods that you can install. Now, I meant to do a mod highlight today, but unfortunately, the mods I tried to install are not Steam compatible, and they actually require just a little bit too much tweaking for me to kind of squeeze in right now. So hopefully next week some of the mods will be more Steam compatible and be much easier for me to play with. I just don't want to risk breaking my game. That's the thing. Like, for somebody who's doing a Let's Play and has a huge series going on with the game, I don't want to break the game. So if that means holding off until these mods are Steam compatible before I can do my mod highlight, that's just how it's going to have to be. But hang in there. It will show up sooner rather than later. And I think that's going to be it for the blog. So guys, thank you so much. If you're one of those once-a-weekers, I will see you next week. If you're a regular, I will see you later today. And as always, I will see all of you next time. Bye-bye.